Hey everyone, 420 Jim here. I'm going to do an interview with Mr. Jeremy Anderson, a Purple Heart vet that I have met approximately 3 years ago in Warrenburg, Missouri. And Mr.
Hey, how you
Anderson,
doing? How you doing?
I'd like you to let some of my followers and people, and maybe even Mr. Trump, if we can get him to watch this, to know how important cannabis is for our veterans.
Well, first and foremost, I want to thank 420 Jim for allowing me to come on his bus and do an interview with him and his dog, and Warrensburg Blue Moon Smoke Shop for letting him stay here. I actually tried to help him out and get him an extra day here. You know, my thing is I'm a disabled Purple Heart veteran, and I do go to the VA, and the VA tries to load me down with multiple different narcotic pills. I am wearing a Colorado hat, obviously, as you can see, because I went out to Colorado recently to try the medical marijuana to see if it would help with my PTSD and my anxiety. And it did. When they're putting me on Xanax, pain pills, sleeping meds, and some other medicine, it's rough on a person's body. The amount of medicine that they give me is enough to kill a horse.
That's incredible.
It's crazy, and I just want to let everybody know that weed, marijuana, whatever you want to call it, hemp, it's not the drug that is killing people. It's the heroin. It's all the crazy acid drugs. It's this K2. Let's just legalize it and get it to where the people that have anxiety, PTSD, MS, all the other diseases, or the my daughter that has cerebral palsy. I mean, it's helping. It's helping these people. So why can't we get this legal?
But just like you, I've met hundreds of people along my journey, and each and every one had a disease like I've got here on my bus: the cancer, Tourette's, Miles Walker, and it's just so important we get this done medically. Last year, a lot of the veterans asked me to be their voice at the Vietnam Veterans Reunion, and I was there a couple weeks ago again and reassured them I'm out here fighting. What would you tell Mr. Trump to do? At least a class two where the veterans could get it, or just plain out repeal the
Let's
lies?
just repeal the lies. Let's just go for it all. Mr. Trump, if I know that you're there for the veterans. I know that you're not worried about the money. Let's just it's going to be taxed. The whole United States is going to make money off of it. We
Benefit
will
health
we
would.
will yeah, benefit off the health, and not only that, get our asses out of debt.
Yeah.
This marijuana is not a drug.
The human body actually proves that because we reject all toxins in 72 hours or less, or we start to die. But THC stores, keyword stores, in
In
our
our body
fat.
fat.
So your body just proved it's not a toxin. There's no way in the world it could be a narcotic. Man has to touch it or process it like caffeine, sugar, heroin, or anything else for it to be a drug. In my eyes, one would have to be able to overdose on it.
I've never seen a person, or never even heard of a person, overdose on marijuana. So if anybody is saying, "Oh, you can overdose on marijuana," you're a liar.
That or they got it laced. Now that's another big thing that's coming
That is
around.
true.
That people are putting. Well, I don't know how true it is, but I was in Knoxville and they said they had a couple of deaths from somebody spraying fentanyl on it.
Ooh.
Now that I could see doing that, and that's just one more reason why we need to go ahead and legalize, where people like you and me could maybe grow 12 plants a year of our own.
Well, not only that, think about all the businesses that would have to be, federally regulated if it was completely fixed. We would make sure that those our jars of marijuana would not be laced. It would all be tested and
Right,
stuff like that.
from proof.
Instead, yeah, okay, you're right. Somebody might have died from it from being laced, but we can fix that as well.
Exactly. Legalize, get reputable shops to sell, let a person grow their own. Say,
Yeah,
I want 12 plants. I want to eat 6 and smoke 6.
yeah.
Medically, the cannabis plant It's THCA before you apply heat. The medical's off the scale, the emphoria's bottomed out.
Yes, sir.
Once you apply heat, the medical goes down, the emphoria goes up. So that's why I think a person technically, if they're in a lot of pain, they should eat half a bud a day, smoke half a bud a day.
Well, I'm in a lot of pain. I've got a torn rotator cuff, and my knees are really, really bad. And my wife actually is my caregiver. And, I'm scared. I'll lose my gun rights if I piss hot.
And see, that's the thing a lot of people don't know. As soon as you buy that medical card, which our government says has no medical value, and we know that's a lie. Look at the little kids, the Parkinson, everything has been proven a lie. If they would just bump it down to class 2, people wouldn't lose their gun rights, and all of our veterans could get it. So, in my eyes, they're keeping it in class 1 just because of gun control. There can't be no other excuse.
And a shout out to Warrensburg, because I know a lot of the officers here in town. A lot of I know one other Purple Heart veteran here in town, and I will tell you this: they believe, they even tell me, marijuana is not what we're looking for. So if they're already telling me this, then why is it such a issue?
Oh, yeah. 90% or better of the cops I meet don't want nothing to do with pot. Well, but they're sworn to uphold the laws, so if you're doing something stupid in front of them.
And I can see this. I can see it where, let's make it to where if you're caught driving and smoking, I could see it. They could treat it just like alcohol. But my ass, since I have tried it, I'm going to tell you, I've tried it. But if I eat an edible, I'm damn sure not driving.
That's like me. If I drink a beer or two, I don't go out and drive.
Yeah.
And, I think most...
You got to be responsible.
I think most Americans would agree that, oh, heck, let's just carry it in our trunk if we're going somewhere or something, or in a glove box.
Yeah.
Now if you actually... Because, see, they're going to come out these fake tests that people are driving under the influence, and just because it's in your body, you're going to try and make you guilty, and... we don't want that.
No,
now, if an officer actually sees someone, or if there's a roach laying in the ashtray, a cesspool, or a burnt joint or something, yeah, I could see him charging them with under the influence. But if somebody's just transporting it in their glove box, their console covered,
just like Colorado,
or in their trunk, yeah.
As long as it's not open, treat it like an open container.
Exactly.
If we can treat it like an open container, I mean, if Colorado's doing it and other states are doing it, why can't all the states? I mean, we are Americans. Black, white, Japanese, Asian. I don't care what race you are. Let's stand up for our rights, people. And let's get this taken care of.
Yeah.
I would love to take me a few hits off a joint, or eat me a little gummy instead of taking 7 Xanax bars a day. 5 30 milligram oxycodones a day. Wow. 2 Ambien, 30 milligram Ambien. And then they want to try to put me on Adderall? I mean, it's crazy.
Hey, can we see a couple of your tattoos?
Yeah. This is my Purple Heart. This is Unit 101st Airborne I was attached to. I was with Big Red 1. And then here's my ribbon rack, if you guys can kind of see it. I mean, it's kind of...
Wow.
Yeah, it's pretty rough because I got... But, another thing I'd like to say is, all these guys that are out here watching and following 420 Jim, and I follow him pretty much every day. And I don't say a lot on his posts just because I like to watch and read everybody else. But this man is going out trying his hardest to make a difference. And if you guys can spare $5 to $10 to give to this man, help him out. I mean, by golly, he can't do it by himself. The man cannot do it by himself. But I will tell you, he does spend his money, and he spends it wisely. And I can tell you that because of the shirts that he has created and made while I have been here. The stuff that he's doing for the communities that he comes into. I mean, the smoke shop here in our town, the guy is letting him stay another night. And I want to thank Jim for coming back today, because he drove all the way back to Sedalia, Missouri to meet Jeff, and then come back here to do an interview. But, I mean, guys, let's stop giving the man grief. He's out here on a mission to help us. and stop the lies and the hoax.
Thank you so much. I'm glad you mentioned the host. Is there anything else you'd like to add in there?
I
Or?
do. I gave him a shirt. I actually gave him 2 shirts. I want to do a shout out to 1/6 Field Artillery Battalion out of Fort Knox and out of Fort Hood, actually, whenever we deployed. And I lost a soldier in Afghanistan, Michael Murdoch, on 9/11. And I lost a really good friend, Joshua Berry, out of the Fort Hood shooting. You know, the military, I thank you all so much. I love every one of y'all. Y'all be brothers till the day I die. And want to give a shout out to 420 Jim again. And let's get this rolling, guys. I mean, we're sitting here, people are in pain.
Yeah.
Let's stop with the pharmaceutical drugs, and let's go with some stuff that's not going to kill our bodies. I don't even know where my liver is anymore. I don't know where any of my body, my blood pressure's crazy because of all this med. Just get me off this medicine. VA, please legalize marijuana for these veterans. And God bless you all, and thank you again.
Hey, thank you, Mr. Anderson. We really appreciate your service, and hopefully, I can do a little bit of help out here for the veterans and everyone else. If you don't do Facebook, just hashtag 420Jim. Find the petition. I share it on Facebook every day. 3 simple questions: name, address, and email. Sign the federal petition.
I already did it.
Peace, love, and cannabis from 420Jim.
Thank you.